Hello, is anybody out there? Peter, you're in. So we had a bit of a problem with the, once again, with the technology. We had a corrupt link, so we've set up a new one and emailed it out and put it on Facebook. So hopefully, we'll record this anyway, so it's not a big deal. I'm just going to run through some notes on Patagonia for those that are interested. Feel free to jump in and ask questions. My name's Matt from Nevermind Adventure. It's just pretty relaxed opportunity. There's a lot of people that have been making inquiries. We've been pumping Patagonia the last week or so, so it's a good chance for everyone to get on board and have a chat. I found my old journal from my last Patagonia trip, so thought I'd just read some of that out as we go, just to warm everyone up and wait for everyone to jump in, and just highlighted some sections that jumped out. The first page was Patagonia, a vast land, a harsh land, a land that provokes images of pristine mountains, vast forests, and crystal clear lakes, devoid of human interference and protected by isolation and remoteness. And it's just stuff that it comes to you when you're on the road. And I've got a few of those that I'll go through that just sort of, I think, sum up, being in the trenches on the ground there. So just a bit of an introduction. I'm Matt from Nevermind Adventure, tour leader for Patagonia. Frankie's on board there. You'll see her in the chat. So Frankie's also been to Patagonia and done some exploration, and we've been traveling that part of the world since about 2018, I think. And obviously a couple of years on the bench, but we're back there, and we're there this year, and we're heading back next year. And we announced a date in February, and it sold out really quickly. So we thought, we're there. Let's, a few people missed out and were disappointed. So we thought, let's offer another trip up. So we've already taken a couple of bookings for that one. We've got about 5 spots left. So if you're interested in that, let us know. Got a little giveaway at the end for those that hang in there. So a bit about Nevermind. Been going since 2012, running motorcycle tours. We started in India, the Himalayas, Rajasthan, and it just seemed like something that people wanted more of, and people were coming back and asking where next. And we ventured into Vietnam and Patagonia, Sri Lanka, Ireland, and I'm sure there'll be many, many more places coming up in the future. So, and Patagonia came about by chance. At the time we were a Royal Enfield dealership as well, and our counterpart in Argentina was looking to do something different, and they'd sold on their distributorship in Argentina and kept a bunch of bikes, a bunch of Royal Enfields, and wanted to do some tours. And we were speaking to each other. Lucia, she's just a wonderful person, just full of spirit, and we vibed, and we thought, let's get something going. We'll start bringing our crew over to ride in Patagonia, and she's based in Villa La Angostura, not far from Bariloche, and that's where we got a little office there, and we run the rides out of there. So it's an old German town, lots of timber buildings, and just a really nice place to kick things off. So if you jump on board, you'll get to meet the team over there. Great people. The live stream's just a bit of fun. You can jump in and have a chat. We'll record it and put it online, and people can jump on and watch it down the track. And feel free to, like I said, jump in, ask questions, or how to contact us. We're on telephone, email, social media, WhatsApp, all the fun stuff. So just a bit of fun. Get to know us, who we are, what we look like, put a face to a name. We'll have to work out how to get Frankie on board, actually. So, speaking of the journal, like I haven't picked this up for a while, but just little paragraphs jump out and just really resonate. Random thoughts invade my peace of mind as we wind our way to Villa La Angostura in the minibus. Pine forests, glacial lakes, and snow-capped mountains dominate here, and it's very clear humans are a relatively recent addition to the landscape. Despite the jet lag, spirits are high, already mind blown, and we are yet to start the ride. And that's just from traveling. We fly into Bariloche on that ride we did. This ride will be flying out of Bariloche, but it's just from the go get. It's just super beautiful. It's not a hard sell. It's just information. We just want to give everyone access to us and opportunity to ask questions and comment. So you work hard for your money. It's not a cheap tour. It's our premier one. We throw everything at it, and we will deliver. You will have an incredible experience. You will get the best of the best over there. A few people have commented, and it's double the price of some of our Asian experiences, but you get a hell of a lot more too. What we're able to give you there is next level, and it's what we do. It's just how we roll. I'll be there. I tour lead. We have a support vehicle with a trailer to carry luggage, tools, spares, that sort of thing. There's a spare seat or two in that, so pillions getting sore bums can jump in and out, that sort of thing. The length of the days on the ride are typically 5 to 7 or 8 hours with plenty of stops. We're there to have a look around, so we don't want to be just flat knacker all day, and not seeing anything. It's about stopping, and as I go through the journal a bit, you'll see some of the cool things that just happen along the way. Most of the unplanned stuff's the best bits. I think Frankie was telling me that. I said, "Oh, do you remember we need a story for the live stream tonight?" And she said, "Oh, I remember Rob Schofield from Perth. He's a regular of ours. He's been to Vietnam and Rajasthan, Himalayas. And I remember in Patagonia, it was about day 4, and it was getting wet and cold. The weather had turned on us, and we hit a bit of dirt, and we pulled up for lunch. And he just went straight past us, oblivious to what was going on, and kept riding. And we thought, oh, geez, we weren't going to chase him. So we got the fire going. We cooked up some homemade pizzas, just delicious, and we're all standing around having a laugh and wondering when he'd show up. No phone reception out there. And sure enough, about an hour and a half later, he rolls in. "Oh, there you guys are." Big grin on his face, and he goes, "Mate, I just had the best 2 hours of my life riding on my own, exploring, wondering where everyone was, and realised you must be behind me, and turned around and come back." And that's what it's all about, things like that happen. And he's an experienced campaigner, didn't panic. We knew he'd stop and we'd catch up to him. But he still talks about that as his best day ever on the road. And I've even got that in my journal there somewhere. So frequently asked questions we get on this trip, will it be too hard? Absolutely not. If you're comfortable on a bit of dirt road, like we take our support vehicle everywhere we go. So if you can drive a car there, we've had people that have never ridden dirt come along, and they might not enjoy it at first, but they certainly don't have a problem with it. So it's it is more adventurous than some of our other rides. So I wouldn't say it's a difficult ride, but it will challenge you. The weather conditions, it's like Tasmania, I guess. Even though we go in the summer, it can turn. You can have 20, 25 degree days. It's just beautiful. And then all of a sudden the clouds roll in and it gets a bit chilly and cold. So it's important to have the right gear. It's, if you're from Southern Australia, you know exactly what we're talking about. But it's probably a little bit next level. So, but that's what the adventure's all about. It's, if you go somewhere to ride on the other side of the world in one of the remotest parts of the world, you got to be prepared for a bit of rough and tumble at times. And what's included? This tour, absolutely everything. We don't hold back. It's expect tough days. At the end of a tough day's riding, to be rewarded with cozy accommodation and very hearty tucker. That's a real highlight of this trip is the food and accommodation. The riding's pristine. it's isolated, it's remote, but when you're pulling at the end of the day into some of these digs, it's just amazing. So, you expect, expect something. You will get some surprises along the way. The food, traditional food over there, asado is basically an Argentinian barbecue. You'll have plenty of those along the way. Some farm stays we stay at, it's basically beef ribs, lamb ribs over an open fire, and they've got their special herbs and spices, which I am not privy to what's in them, but it tastes, they're mouth-watering. So empanadas, which are a small Argentinian pastry, delicious, good snack when you're on the road, pulling into town. Chimichurri it's hard to describe, but I think most people have probably had that here in Australia now. It's not uncommon, but it's like a diced salmon with herbs, vinaigrette, and it's quite often served with a steak. And and the dulce de leche is their sweet. So that's it's like a Nutella type substance that the story behind it is it's an old wives' tale in Argentina. A grandma one day was cooking for her grandkids, and she was boiling some milk, and she overdid it, and it thickened up, and she threw some sugar in it, and it turned to this brown caramelly substance, and the kids just loved it, and it's been an Argentinian favorite ever since. So that's a great one. And my favorite, the wine, the Malbec. It's a bit like a Shiraz, I guess, not quite as heavy, very easy drinking. It's a funny story, actually. The Malbec variety of grape, for a long time, for about 100 years, was only grown in Argentina, because the rest of the world, including Australia, had a virus go through and wipe that particular variety out, but it didn't make it to Argentina. So they've got some very mature vineyards over there that pump out some incredible Malbec. So you can now get it in the bottle shops here, which is cool, but still not the same as what you get over there. When I say everything's included, it's 3 meals a day. Sometimes we're cooking on the road. Sometimes it's local cafes and eateries. At the end of the day, we generally have a feast together, and it's your bike, Royal Enfield Himalayan. It's your fuel support. Everything you need. The only thing you have to put your hands in your pocket for is your drinks over there. So it's good like that. Not all of our tours are like that, but our more remote and isolated ones, that we find it's a really good way to do it. So it's our premier tour, so it's more expensive than other ones. So we do get some feedback on, it's a bit out of my budget, but you've got to understand that it's a very short season over there. It's very remote and isolated. It's difficult to operate down there. They've got to make hay while the sun shines, which is only for about 2 or 3 months a year. So, like, for instance, we'll only run two tours next year. So for our guys on the ground, they got to pay the bills and pay their rent, and then we do throw everything at it. You get the best of the best. It's not the easiest place to operate, but also we could also reduce the cost and go in lesser standard hotels and chop out some of the things we do include. But I think for most people, you're going a long way. You're going to want to really experience what the region has to offer, and we think we've found the very best of it all. So how windy does it get, Rob? Good to see you, Rob. It does get windy down in the southern parts. The first half of the tour, it's not a problem at all. So the last 2 days, heading in, for you guys coming on the second tour, we'll be heading south to north. So the first 2 days, you can cop a bit of wind. It's generally straight riding on those first 2 days. So the roads aren't too bad, but yeah, you get some crosswinds. We've done it plenty of times. haven't had any problems. It's, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it does get windy in the far south. Once you get through those first 2 days, after that it's fine. You know, the Andes Mountains, you sort of weaving your way through them, so the winds don't get in there, and you're out of that roaring 40s area. So yeah, you know, just be prepared for that. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. It can get windy. That's part of the fun, you know. I think if you went to Patagonia and it didn't blow a gale down in the far south, you know, you're missing out. It's not a true Patagonian experience. But you know, that's, like I said, it is what it is. Like, you know, if you're going up the Himalayas and, you know, does the air get thin up there? Yeah, it does. But that's all part of it. So licensing, Australian license is fine over there. Don't have any issues. It's particularly Argentina. There's you know, it's very civilized. You know, it's not, once you're in Patagonia too, you're away from the hustle and bustle, so you don't see any cops or anything like that. But yeah, they accept our licenses. Getting there and getting back is probably the biggest pain in the ass. So you've got to fly from Melbourne or Sydney to Santiago, Buenos Aires, then down to Patagonia. So it's 3 flights. Again, you know, it's at the moment they're quite good, about $2,300 return. Frankie's got a finger on the pulse there, so if you do book, you can have a chat to her, and she'll give you the tip on what flights and who we're flying with, and you're welcome to jump on, come along with us, or meet us over there. You know, considering where it is, you know, it's worth it. You know, I dread the flight sometimes, but once I get there, I look around and go, you very quickly forget about it. So flights, so you'll fly, you guys that are looking at jumping on the March tour will fly from the east coast of Australia. You'll fly down to either Auckland or Santiago, to Buenos Aires, and then down to El Calafate. So you can have a couple of nights. I recommend having a couple of nights in Buenos Aires. Great city, heaps to do, either on both on the way in and on the way out. Just give yourself a bit of time to recover. I personally probably head down to Bariloche or El Calafate and chill out down there for a couple of days. You know, it's a good place to relax. Small towns, you know, little breweries and cafes, just beautiful, clean, green. You know, might be a few backpackers around. That's about it. You'll have the place to yourself. Bit more journal. I thought I'd throw some more in. What else have we got? This is riding out of Villa Langostura. So first day, the land starts to open up and the traffic thins. Rural lives start to dominate the surrounds and the weight starts to lift. Presence kicks in and the day becomes a kaleidoscope of simplicity dominated by wide open spaces. Tonight we stay at a rural retreat and are treated to a traditional lamb cooked over an open fire. Weary punters sleep soundly by a wide mountain river. That's the sort of thing to expect, and that's why I'm just picking bits out of the journal from past rides, because I think, you know, my memory is, you know, doing so many bike tours and that, I think that's not a bad way to do it. We do travel between Argentina and Chile, so the difference is they're chalk and cheese. Argentina is more European. You'll see a lot of similarities, particularly out of Buenos Aires, between Australians and Argentinians. You know, it's a more, you know, affluent country, and, you know, they've got a similar approach to life to us, very relaxed and easygoing. As you get into Chile, and it's very much Latin American. It's a bit more hectic, a bit looser, you know, that sort of thing, you know. So, and it's good. It's a good trip like that to get to experience both. And particularly Argentina's in the news a lot lately. There's a lot going on over there. It's safe, you know. Our guys are pumped for us to come over. So, yeah, you know, it's just to experience it firsthand and see what's happening. What else? Got any more questions? Visa required? No visa for Argentina. We do have to get a visa for Chile. So we organise that before we go. So we'd get the stamp. You send your passport. At the moment, you send your passport off, and they send it back to you. I think it's about $100, and that just allows us to crisscross the border back and forth. Like I said, the Argentinians don't. They don't. That we don't. The Aussies don't need one for there. What else was I going to say? Good book I've just started reading. It's an old book called In Patagonia. Bruce Chatwin's written in the 50s. It's about a British guy goes down there. I've only read the first couple of chapters, so I'll keep you posted. But if you're thinking of booking, I reckon it's been recommended to me. It's about a guy that travel writer that goes down there, and long before us, and tells just tells his story. He's hunting for some mythical animals down there. So I don't know. Is there any more questions, comments? I think we covered, included all this information. Yeah. So yeah, like Frankie just said in the comments, all of this gets, when you book, we have a document we just bomb out. It's got all of this in there anyway, but I just like to give people the confidence that, before they book, that, what they're getting themselves in for. So, Frankie, we got anything else? Any other things we need to cover? I feel I've rushed through it all very quickly. I don't know, what else have I got in my my little book of little dusty journal here? Further ahead, as the sun starts to dip, the road starts to follow Lake Buenos Aires, and the scenes are out of this world. By far the most beautiful place I've ever travelled. The freshwater lakes are like oceans, so vast and blue, with Himalayan-esque mountains, forests and rivers and glaciers, tiny remote villages, a small local tourism, and some backpackers we encounter. Zero foreigners other than a few Argentinians. So again, it's I think the isolation, and tell us about the gauchos. So they're gauchos are the Patagonian cowboys. Most people probably heard the term. They ran like the US, and even our outback. They live in the bush, and they horseback, old school, just basically herd cattle, and famous in Argentina. There's a lot of folklore around that. We do stay at a gaucho ranch one night on the way up. So actually, it's a French guy that's relocated there many years ago. Super interesting dude. So get to meet him. He'll cook up for us, and it's a really special night, actually, that one. What else have we got? We got covered the pillion support vehicle visas, price. Mate. So that's a drink. So they're not big coffee drinkers down in Patagonia. They have a special tea that's really high in caffeine, and they drink it out of these handmade wooden cups with a straw, and it just sort of soaks in hot water. It gives you a kick in the ass when you need it. So it tastes horrible. I don't like the taste, but I drink it. When in Rome, you partake in these things. But when you need a pick me up, mid-afternoon, you're about to jump on the bike. Highly recommended. Very social thing to do around the campfire as well. The gauchos love it. So I think that's probably all I've got for now. I don't want to give too much away. Food, what's included, everything. Let me flick through the journal and see what jumps out. There's some good ones here. There was one place we stay actually in Chile that's I read about today, which I nearly forgot about. We pull in around 4 p.m. Into super interesting cabins on a lakeshore with views of distant snow-capped mountains. We have 2 nights here to enjoy a late dinner, and we're all in bed around midnight. Lucky it doesn't get dark here till about 10:30 p.m. So Lost Glaciers National Park. So that's a So I mean, that's another real highlight that I haven't covered, but you've probably seen it on the website. To go and see these glaciers is incredible. Like there's probably three big ones that we cover. Some hanging glaciers high up in the mountains that are carving and just huge chunks of ice falling off. And when you get down to Lost Glaciers, it's out of this world. Like it is. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It is, just huge. Like it's, and we'll go out by boat, and massive chunks of ice just dropping in right in front of you. It's breathtaking. So, it's got a bit of everything. It's a good ride. The riding itself, is it's isolated. Thanks, Frankie. I do skip over some stuff. So, the El Charlton's that's a famous. That'll be on the second day of the ride for you guys coming from the south. So, it's a massive snow-capped mountain, famous with trekkers all over the world. Stunning little village. It's like a Hall's Gap or like a small sort of, little bit touristy, but not, more with trekkers and backpackers. There's a few little craft breweries there. It's a great place just to hang out, and you've just got these massive snow-capped mountains surrounding the village. And when you ride into it, you can see it from miles away. It's absolutely stunning. So, the Marble Caves. We didn't do the Marble Caves this year; they were closed. So, Rob, we're not 100% sure for next year. We're trying to find out if we can get in there. But the problem was, I think we went later in the year this year in April. So, and the weather came in, so there's some issues there But so we're 50-50 on the Marble Caves. They're nice. Not a highlight of the trip, but if we can get in there, we'll go. So that's basically the answer to that. So can be hit and miss, but I think March being probably our safest bet weather-wise, being similar to Southern Australia. We've run tours in Patagonia January, February, March, April in past seasons, and we've had good runs all the way through, and we've had other times where it's been a problem in January. So, sometimes things change. That's just the way. That's just life. So, So, like, if we can get in there, we'll. If not, we'll reroute and we'll see something else that's equally as good. So, Are you coming, Rob? Are you thinking about it? Yeah. Let's see. So, and El Calafate, where we fly into, that's a really interesting place as well. So, like I said, if you come in an extra couple of days early, it's really far south, so it's cold down there. But there's a really interesting community of people down there. We've hooked up with a local down there that is a chef, and we go to his house, and he'll cook us up a traditional feast for the night. That's always fun. There's a lot of ancient rock paintings and that there, and it's interesting to walk around. It's very similar to our Indigenous rock art, and you talk to the local guides. I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but they will say that there was, back in those, going back 40,000 years, there was some sort of connection with the Australian Indigenous and the Patagonian. So I don't know if there's anything in it, but the locals seem to think there's something going on there. I don't overthink it. Frankie's just mentioned volcanoes. Yeah, we will see active volcanoes along the way. What else we got? That's where we have our dinner with the local in his home. Yep, that's what I was just chatting about. So, yeah, I mean, feel free to reach out to me anytime. You guys got our number on the website there. That comes through to me and Frankie. Happy to have a chat. Email me, info@nevermindadventuretours.com.au. Got any questions? We'll put this up. I think I've covered most of it without going into too much detail. The bikes are great. A lot of, there's, I mean, Royal Enfield Himalayans. I think some of you guys in the chat have, Rob, I know you would have ridden one. They're superb all-round bike. They're up for anything, really. If we've got to jump on the open road and sit on 100, they'll do it. If we've got to, client do some off-road stuff, they'll do it. Yeah, and they make the dirt stuff easy. 21-inch front rim just glides over the gravel and the loose stuff. So, okay, I'm not getting a lot of questions there. So, Rob, you got anything else? Greg, you got anything else there? Peter, no. So, Rob, thinking. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand, mate. Yeah, it's a long way to go, but look, you won't regret it. It's my job to make sure that you guys come back raving about it. Like I said, I'll be there. And that's one thing that I think we do well is we run all our own trips. We put them together for you guys. Every time it gets better based on the feedback from the other trips, and I think this is probably number 7 or number 8 for us over the past 7 years. So we won't do another one next year. This will be, this March trip will be our last one until 2026. So if you can't do this one, there's always the following year. But it'd be great if you can jump on. I was going to actually, just as a sweetener, and I don't, it's not a hard sell or anything, but I've got a bunch of bikes here on the Great Ocean Road. So if you do pull the trigger, and even if you already have, I might just run a Great Ocean Road day, courtesy of us. We'll take you out. Throw your booking form in tonight. You don't have to pay a deposit or anything. And December, Feb, I'll get all you guys that are on the tour together. Try and get you over here, and we'll get the Triumphs and the Royal Enfields out. Do the Great Ocean Road together. I'll take you, throw the bike in, fuel. We'll do the whole loop down the Great Ocean Road Otways, and I'll take you to my favourite seafood lunch stop in Apollo Bay, the Seafood Co-op, and I'll shout. And I think it'd be a great opportunity for us to all touch base before we go. I think Rob, you're in Perth, but if you can get over here, we will be coming to Perth in December too to do a live information session as well, so we can come and catch up with us there. But yeah, if that's of interest to you, throw a booking form in, and we'll make that happen as well. So yeah, it's a great place. You will not regret it. You will absolutely love it. I'm really excited to go back. I'll be spending the whole month there. I'm taking one group north to south, and that's sold out within weeks. And I committed to, a few people missed out, so I said, righto, let's put it out there and do a second trip south to north. And good thing for you guys, you'll get as Rob said, the wind in the first day or two, and then the rest of it's pretty easy going after that. It's sit back, relax, and enjoy it. So, and March is probably as good as it's going to get over there. So, expect the unexpected. It is an adventure, but expect also, expect incredible accommodation, food, incredible tour leader. It's all about you guys. I'm all about making you guys have an experience that you'll never forget, that you'll come home and talk about for years to come. And I think, I know, Rob, you've done a trip with us, and you're still talking to me, which is a great thing. So, and we've, there's plenty of guys like that out there that otherwise wouldn't be here. So, we don't do a lot, but what we do, we do it well. And like I said, I'm not selling anything. I'm probably not being very modest there. But I believe in what we do. I believe it's a good thing. So, and thanks to you guys for jumping in, and thanks for supporting us. Over the years, and really excited to ride with you in Patagonia next year. I'll sign off with one more little, maybe one more little journal entry. Let's see what we can find. I haven't read. I highlighted a few, so yeah, I've done that one. Coffee breakfast of ham and cheese and apple. The landscape has become more dramatic. Less forest, steeper and sharper mountains, rocks, dust, and sand. More desolate, but no less beautiful. About an hour later, we traverse a stunning mountain pass, switchbacks with views to the horizon. Everyone's in awe. I just as I was flicking through this Arvo, I thought I'll just throw a bit of that out there. I wrote this and I didn't know what I was going to use it for, so it's hopefully give you a bit of a sample of what you might encounter over there. So, all right, guys, Frankie's thrown it out there. She's probably wants to get back down to the Brunswick Heads pub and finish her beers. So, thanks for jumping in, everyone. And like I said, if you've got any questions, just reach out to us. Frankie and I are online and on the phone all day, every day. So more than happy to have a chat. So, so Frankie, I'm working from the pub. Good on you. We'll get you on the webcam next time. It's very weird to talk to yourself and look at yourself in this situation. So I hope it's been informative and entertaining, and I hope you guys have got the information that you need. I could go on and on and on and talk about every twist and turn in the road, but I don't think that's what we need to do at this stage. It's this is where the journey. And one thing did cross my mind today. It's like it's not just the bike tour, the 2 weeks in Patagonia. The journey starts now. This is what's exciting. It's like, I really want to get you guys pumped and then as we go, we'll keep doing this sort of stuff, and we'll send out informative emails and have a bit of fun, and we'll do a Great Ocean ride together, and get the build up going. So it's just excitement from now, and it's not that far away, and before you know it, we'll be over there having a blast, chewing on a beef rib around a fire by a pristine mountain stream. And if you're like me, you can jump in and swim in it in the morning and do a bit of Wim Hof. So thanks, Rob. Thanks for the recommendation too. So take care, guys. Thank you for joining in. I hope to talk to you all soon. Like I said, if you want to, throw in a booking form tonight, and I'll hook you all up with a complimentary day out with me on the Great Ocean Road, and I'll take you to my favourite seafood place for lunch on the bike. So love doing it, love showing people around. So my way of saying thanks for supporting us. So take care, everyone, and have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.